And we are alive with another Roscoe training session. If you'll notice, there's maybe a slight difference to how we ended the last stream, namely the in-game year. I've kind of played another 18 years of Monster Rancher 2 here in order to unlock the vast majority of the monsters in this game. I only have 2 left to unlock, one of which I've set all the pieces in motion. I just need to wait for another few in-game years before I get the item to unlock said monster. And the last one is the Beaklon. If you have played Monster Rancher 2 before, you might know why I haven't unlocked that one yet. It's extremely finicky to unlock. I've never actually unlocked it in Monster Rancher 2, and I don't really plan on starting right at this moment. So let's get the training started. Riding solo dolo right now. We'll see if my angry Santo compatriots decide to join me on this one. So the next step in Roscoe's training, I believe, is I really need to just get his power up. Now, power is one of the defining features of Nagas. They have good power, good skill, so they can just really hammer the opponents right where it hurts. But because this is a gel Naga, its power is a little bit less than normal in exchange for some better intelligence, which, I mean, that's actually a bad trade-off, but the gel also brings with it a decent amount of lifespan, so it should work out in the end. So let's get started by raising up more power and more skill, just like the things that Nagas are known for. Need to make it a bit... We need to make Roscoe into a better fighter so that what happened last time where I jumped up a rank and was pseudo-forced into a battle in that new rank really quickly and lost a bunch, that never happens again. Got some more items too, and I don't remember what my money count was at the end of the last stream, but I'm pretty sure it was fairly similar to what I had originally. Alright, let's smack these dominoes. Alright. I might end up turning on the fast forward feature. On this game, it's been somewhat useful. If it had the fast forward feature and the ability to skip the drill animation, then that'd be perfect because you can just really speedrun these monster raisings. But c'est la vie. Yeah, we can pull. Oh, he doesn't like that, but he'll do fine. No, he won't. Couldn't make it up the hill. Roscoe's a disappointment. One thing that I did notice was that you can still skip the animations for the errantry, but that's a little bit useful at least. Yep, just power and skill, power and skill. Probably not going to be fighting in too many battles, because Roscoe's probably pretty close to his prime years. That's what happens when first becomes an adult, and that's when your monsters have the best stat gains that they're going to have their entire life. So you really want to be spending that time just boosting. We got some errantry here. Okay. I can certainly do some errantry. Yeah, yeah, errantry might be a good idea. No, I don't have the most money right now, so taking advantage of that sale could be good. I'm not quite in my prime just yet, so let's rest up here and see what happens. Some math in my head real quick. I'm wondering if it'll be able to get... Yeah, I should be able to get the next hit technique. But let's save it just in case. I'm not above saves coming when it comes to errantry. Oh, and because I played a bunch off-screen, I got to a fairly high rank. Not the highest rank, but enough of a rank so that the errantry guy is a complete suck-up at this point instead of being a prick. Alright, let's take it to the tutorial. Alright, we got the skill. Perfect. This should be Pierce. Upgraded version of Stab. One other reason to raise my power is so that I can unlock the attack Drill Assault. Or Drill Tail, or whatever it's called. It's one of the only Naga techniques that is long range, that is also a power technique. It has the energy shot and techniques for long range, which are good techniques if Nagas weren't dumb as bricks. But unfortunately, Nagas are dumb as bricks. Even if this Jelly Naga is a bit smarter than the average Naga. It just rest Roscoe so that you stop making that horrible, horrible noise. Okay. Now on, Roscoe's strength will be affected depending on how we raise it. This is where we must use our training skill. Alright, so this is what I was talking about earlier. My Naga is now in the prime of its life. That looks like I have some drop frames, that's not good. Close a few things. The game store really likes to take up CPU cycles for no good reason. Oh, and I probably don't need Sony Vegas open. Alright. So now that we have our prime status confirmed, let's do a pull drill and see what kind of stats we can get. He's up the hill, and let's see the payoff. Yeah, 17 power. That's mucho dinero right there. Yeah, basically until his stat growth starts to fall, no battles, no errantry. We're just gonna pump Roscoe full of many mint leaves and nut soils as we can. Make sure that he can train every single week without resting. As a matter of fact, just to make this, I am going to turn on the fast forward function here, which I can't look at this game when it's fast forwarded for too long because like doubling speed is one thing, but it also like doubles the frame rate in a way that makes me kind of lose my mind. I'm actually like weirdly averse to high frame rates. I'm a very weird gamer. Actually, we might have to do some battles because our money is pretty low. Purple Sea Cup. Yeah, we can do that one. Alternatively, I can take one of my other monsters out of the cryostasis and throw them into some fights for money, but that feels disingenuous. Besides, I think I could take a C-class battle at this point. Susvane's pretty much gonna be my nemesis in this tier, because he's kind of just better than me at being a Naga. I better turn off the fast forward here. I'm gonna pick my moments very carefully. On the plus side, though, that skill differential doesn't matter as much because I have more speed than him, so I should be having a better hit percentage. And I at least have some more defense by 2 levels, so that should help. Let's switch this over to Pierce. Yeah, 73% chance to hit, that's quite strong. Unfortunately, my opponent also has a very good hit percentage. Ooh. It just comboed me there. Well, the great things about Nagas is that their attacks cost very little guts. Like, Pierce is a tier 2 hit technique, which that might cost somewhere in the mid-20s for many monsters, but for Nagas it's only 19 guts. So you can just really spam stuff here. Combine that with a high hit percentage, and Nagas have fairly okay guts regeneration. Bad guts regeneration is far more common than good or even quote-unquote average guts regeneration, so Nagas certainly are great monsters in some respects. Unfortunately, they have the lowest lifespan in the game, tied with a bunch of other breeds. Oof! That weird cat monster just set me on fire. IO is not a problem unless he hits you with that move. Yeah, my opponent is a Kato purebreed, and Katos are one of the strangest monsters in the game because they have incredible intelligence, but they also have a ton of really cool looking and varied power moves despite having worsting class power. And that oil fire move, it actually wasn't available to the player in the North American version of this game. Considering that this is based off of the Japanese version of the game, should have access to that. Oh, and one other change that I found out in between recording sessions that blew my mind is that the Japanese version of the game that this is based off of, every monster has 100 weeks less lifespan. So I already found training monsters in the North American version to be quite punishing, so in this version it's even more so. Alright, Pivorous. Pivorous is a chump. Stay close, can't do much. Only real damaging move is Shotgun, because it has okay intelligence but garbage power. Killer Pandoras, which is what my opponent's main breed is. It's actually a pure breed, Killer Pandora. They were hit really hard by the swim bug fix, where the swim drill in the North American version gave it had the stat gain swap between defense and life, so high life, low defense monsters could get high defense, low life gains from that drill, which meant that any monster with high life and particularly low defense was just able to cheese that like nobody's business. And Killer Pandoras have A-class life and I believe E-class defense. Maybe D-class, but so they were able to be incredible tanks in the first game, or in the North American version of this game. Both my doors weren't in the first game, and they were quite different in Monster Rancher 4. Alright, we got less draw frames now, so that's good. I'm new to this streaming business. Gotta turn off some things before I start streaming. Yep, so like these kind of stat gains in my prime are like kind of equivalent to a little bit over 1 week of training. Like a light drill on a great stat, like skill, but as it turns out, if you want to participate in a tournament fight next week, that's not happening. Going into battles, I believe, is just a flat -3 weeks to your monster's lifespan. So, what I said earlier about them being like great for reducing stress and keeping your monster's lifespan up, they are good for reducing stress, and that's what kills monsters, but it kinda balances out by that lifespan hit anyways. So you don't want to be constantly battling. Alright, so we got 9,490. Let's sell that star prune that we got. I don't need my monsters to become more famous. Oh, we got some gelatin. These chips. I forget where we got those from. We'll sell that. I also did pretty much everything there is to do with the expeditions in this game, except for get a couple particularly broken items. I did get one of them, which is the gold peach, which you can get one of these, like, I believe every 10 years, and giving it to your monster will set its lifespan clock back 50 weeks. So you get 50 more weeks lifespan on your monster, and it does so by turning back the clock. So I'm invested in Roscoe, so we're going to be using this each in like a year and 9 months or something like that to set it back into its prime. It works by setting the clock back, not like adding years and redistributing its lifespan along those extra years. So you want to use lifespan increasing items like the gold peach, and there's also a silver peach, a decent way into your monster's prime. Okay. We rested, we're very well. Yep. Continue working. Let's turn the fast forward back on. And hate myself. Oh, it did great. Nice. I'm thankful that the fast forward doesn't double speed the music too. That would be horrifying. I'm using the not crazy person's version of what's commonly known as the never tired method, where you basically give your monster items every week that fix its stress and fatigue so that it never has to rest. You can optimize it better by using what's called the magic banana item, but I hate the magic banana has one of 3 random effects, so you have to like save and reset to try and get the effect you want, and that's just like, what are you doing at that point if you're having to do that once every month, which is what the method prescribes. But he doesn't want to do that drill. Too bad. You don't get a choice. I need more gains. That's the tree. That's the tree that will eventually unlock the mock. Which which is one of the worst monsters in the game, I'll be honest. Some people might like the Mach. I think the Mach is trash. I'll do a tier list for monsters in this game eventually, but I did a bit of a dry run of one and discovered, oh right, there's a million monster types in this game. Like main types, not even like trying to go for subtypes as well, so that was not going to happen. At least not for a little bit. Maybe in a couple weeks when I'm less busy. No, not mint leaf. Gotta give him these nuts oil. My Naga really does not like doing the pole drill. I don't know why, it's getting great stats from it. Stats more gains. So since Prime should be focusing on power and skill, but I could mix in some defense in there too. And I will have to gain a little bit of speed at some point to offset the minus speed from this pull drill. But let's start that right now. Oh, he really doesn't want to do the dodge drill. And it wants to play with me next week, but that's not happening. Yeah, your monsters will sometimes just ask you for stuff. I was training a monster in pretty much specifically to try and get a bunch of money, but every tournament it won, it asked for an item that was worth 1,000 G. It's like, oh my god. Cheap errantry, okay. Let's see, gotta reference something here to see if I have enough stats for the next attack that I want. And no, I'm still a ways off of getting drill attack. That's a shame. And same thing with turn assault, which is the special power technique that I can get once I hit B class, so might as well not even worry about that at the moment. You'll notice my loyalty is steadily growing here. Feeding my monster tablets instead of fish is what's doing that. Tablets are the best food by a very large margin. I wonder if I just like shouldn't even stream this and just did a Rocky style montage. Like, if you'll notice, Roscoe was 2 years, 1 month at the beginning of this. In the last 6 months, he's gained like 250 stat. And that's just gonna like skyrocket. Oh, nice. Item sale. Good, because that's the thing, is that this method of never letting your monster rest, it does take a lot of money. Yeah, more numbers going up. Later on in the stream, I might start generating some monsters. Just for fun, really. Because that's the best part of this game. But I'd like to have somebody else in the call if I was going to do that. Oh, did I forget to give it Midleaf last week? That might be a problem. Yeah, let's keep racing skill for now. By the time I jump back into battling, I'm probably just going to skip the C official cup and go straight for the B official cup. Because my monster at this point is definitely above C grade for sure. And it's getting to be the point where it's close to being above B grade. Or well, not that close, but yeah, the jump between D and C grade is fairly large. The jump between C and B isn't as bad, but every jump beyond that, B to A to S, S to post S, those are all like huge jumps. Oh. What did I just use? I just used a midleaf. Okay, that means I can shoot. I'm gonna have to do a battle soon. There's a tournament. Those always give a little bit less. Let's see, what's coming up? Okay, the Karia Cup in February gives 3 grand and disc chips. Let's aim for that. Okay, let's... Heck yeah. Alright, let's do a leap here. I don't know how a snake jumps, but I'm not gonna ask too many questions. Yeah, because Roscoe has pretty bad speed growth, I really need to... I can't neglect its defense, because once it gets into the higher tiers of competition, like, even having a ton of skill and power... I mean, Nagas are one of the better monster types for that, because they have such cheap guts moves, so I can just, like, throw out a series of attacks and potentially win. But I need to make sure that I'm not just getting trounced by a few powerful attacks. Because once you get into A tier, like, monsters have attacks at every range, so you're never really safe. There's a couple monsters in particular that will just immediately throw out a move right as the match starts. And a couple of those moves at max range are extremely scary. Okay, so I just pulled. Yeah, let's keep building up that D. I don't know why he doesn't like doing pole drill. Seems to be doing pretty good at it. Alright. 5 of those, and 6 of those. Get one more pulling. I'd like to get that power 1 level up, which shouldn't be a problem by February the 3rd week. Yeah, this thing's like costing 500 G every month and 200 G every week. It really adds up. Oh no! Failed it. How much we got? Oh, we're not gonna be able to get that up for next week. That's a shame. Alright, gotta get that money. Alright. Turn off the fast forwarding. We got Hail, Offrey, and Pivorous. So this shouldn't be that bad considering I've got plenty of skill to deal with some of these higher speed monsters. Look at that. That move's sick as hell, but I've got like no power. You know, let's just play the percentages and end it. Yep. Goodbye. Offrey here is the ghost type monster. You literally need to let a monster die to unlock this one. Surprisingly, you need to let a monster die to unlock a few different monster types in this game. But ghosts are just shitty pixies. Again, they attack by like throwing cards at you, using their magic wand, and causing pigeons to shit on you. So, very naughty monsters. But they're similar to pixies in a lot of ways, where they have amazing intelligence, skill, and speed, but worst in class power, defense, and life. And they also start with 2 power techniques up close for some reason. so they're a real pain to use. One of the things that's really useful to have in this game is an AI-proof moveset, which my Naga unfortunately does not have because it has the energy shots move. So I really should have never gotten it. For some reason I thought that drill attack was a sharp move and not a heavy move. Because you really want your monster, when it's controlled by the AI, which it will be in expeditions and online tournaments, you want it to have a moveset where it has an attack they can use at every range that is to its strength. So I don't have an attack at long range that uses power, so my Naga is pretty much useless from that side. And that's kind of the easiest way to cheese a lot of the enemy monsters in this game, is to get into the range where they don't have any good techniques and try to stay there as long as possible. But that is another victory for Roscoe. It might be interesting to try to raise his intelligence. Like, he's got D-class intelligence, which is pretty bad, but it's at least raisable. Never gonna be the smartest snake man of the room, but I mean, +9 intelligence gains from tourneys, that's pretty decent. Let's go back into training mode here. Where do we leave off? Okay. Yeah, his intelligence is never going to get to the point where energy shots is going to be powerful enough. But energy shot and its follow-up energy shots are pretty good moves, which is a real shame. Yeah, I just gotta focus on that power until I can unlock those power long-range moves. Unfortunately, I'm never going to have a... Nagas just don't have a power move in this third slot. The second to farthest away slot, so they are hamstrung by that. Tournament at the end of the month, other battles, nothing fantastic. Ooh, the elimination is coming back up again. Get my revenge on that. Let's go to the shop and see what we sell here. We got some disc chips. Gabu disc chips. Alright, well those are free to sell because those don't do anything worthwhile. Disc chips are items that you can use while combining. Same with this crab claw here, where they give a variety of different effects based on what kind of monsters chips they are, and also influence the combination to make that monster more likely to show up. So pixies here, they give plus 50 intelligence, so that's one of the better ones. The stat increase ones are generally some of the better ones. And the crab's claw here gives plus 50 defense and plus 50 skill. It's generally the best combination item for most circumstances, unless you're raising like a Metallica or something that already has insane stats in defense and skill, and you'd rather buff up an area where it's weak. So 410 should be pretty close to being able to get Drill Assault if my memory serves. Let's get over 400 skill here. Today's Roscoe's birthday, 3 years old. I'm not saying the birthday theme this year. This is serious business. It's all about the training. Watch him jiggle at us. Keep going with strength. Yeah. Let's get up to 450. .450 strength means that we unlock the ability to 450 splash people. Kind of. Oh, it wants Nutsoul. That's fantastic, sure. Even though I literally just gave it some. I wonder if that changes how I can raise it. Maybe I can do a couple hard drills in a row. Better not tempt fate. Is this sucker already in the second stage of his prime already? I'm gonna have to give him the gold piece like right now. Jeez. Carnival, Clark Cup. Ooh, that's actually kind of far away. I'm gonna have to fight in the Clark Cup to get some more dough. Or I could try fighting in a B rank cup. Ooh, Papa's Cup, that's pure gold, baby. We're really trucking here. These stack gangs, okay. Yeah, 8 just seems low when it has the +1 right now. Are you kidding me? Item shop right after I just bought a bunch. Yeah. Alright, so we've got 454 power. I don't think we really need to pull all that much. So, I guess the other... that's a bit awkward. Maybe I should just continue to pull and just raise the power as much as I can, because the other, like, heavy drill that I would really want to do is swim, but I get the +1 from the endure drill. So if I want to raise my defense, it's slightly more efficient to raise it with endure and then use a different hard drill in my rotation, so... Looks like Roscoe is just gonna be a freaking powerhouse by the end of this training session. Yeah, it's definitely in the second stage of his prime at this point, because 14 is... oh no, wait, no, he's got C tier. I'm an idiot. I feel the need to constantly talk as I'm by myself. Cup. Do a dodge. Hit. Let's be prefer. Hey, great. Alright, the new and improved Roscoe can take on another tournament. Nicole has given up. Alright. I'll take that. Okay. Right, fast forward. Being able to just like use a hit technique, not even a heavy technique, and knock down 424 HP in 3 swings. That feels really good. But unfortunately, we are going to fight the bane of my existence. Frickin' Rock Geiger. He's gonna hit me with the stupid 20% moves, I know it. But I have more power than he does. And more gust regeneration, so just take advantage of it. Kill him before he has a chance to move. That's what you get. Another Sasquatch quality picture of Roscoe here in the arena. Barely see him. 3,000 money and some disc chips I can sell. That's some fame too. Why not? It's all stat ups too. I really don't need to be fighting with Roscoe though, because Nagas are one of the few monsters that have 0 tech chains, so I kind of don't need to fight, which is kind of antithesis to their entire being. They always want to fight. It really doesn't like doing the pole drill. Okay, 11's kinda low. What's he gonna get from the shoot? Better get like 12 or above, or else we got a problem. 9? Holy crap. Now, monsters have different life types that determine how long they spend in each life stage. I'm wondering if Gel is one of the ones that makes it have a fairly short prime, because like 3 years, 2 months, that means roughly 150 weeks of lifespan. Has been in a fair amount of battles and 4 errand trees. And its base life is about 6 years. Might just have to use the gold peach on it, like now. I just gave it tablets, so it should be able to... Well... You know what? I'm investing in Roscoe. Let's give it the gold peach. I can always get more. Rest. Just to make sure. Alright, Roscoe. Roscaroni. That's a bit better. Let's see, so... Win that, yeah. Oh great, cheap air entry. Well, that's not happening. I'm gonna be fighting in 2 tournaments this month. Alright, this will be first test of Roscoe's training. The second test is pretty easy, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. I'm going to enter into the Papa's Cup Summer, which is a B-class tournament. Despite my Naga being in C-class, you can always attempt to fight into tournaments that are slightly above, one level above your current rank. With the exception of the post S rank tournaments, you need to actually win the S class official tournament to participate in them. And yeah, like look at my stats. Like my stats are definitely on par with a B class monster. Roadmeal here is a worm. Worms are one of my favorite types in the game, despite them not being... They're not that great in this game. They were much better in the first game when you could use a... Worms could potentially do this crazy thing where they cocoon and turn into a completely different monster. Now, in this game, they cocoon and then the new monster, I believe, has just the rest of the worm's lifespan, and worms have like pretty bad lifespans in Monster Rancher 2, but in the first game, it actually reset the monster's lifespan. So that's how I ended up actually beating the first Monster Rancher game, completing the Major 4 tournaments, which is what I would consider beating that game. Because I had a monster that had like 1.5 times the lifespan of anything else that I could possibly train it. Oh. Suck it, Duelist. They have insane defense, but 25 speed. Duelist? I forget. I think Duelist here has the worst stat of any of the monsters you can fight in tournaments in this game by having that 25 speed. Like, that's worse than E-class monsters. Alright, Epsilon here is probably the hardest monster in B class, and he's got 2 wins, so I need to win this one. Just like Zamber in C class, he's very, very balanced. He doesn't have quite the defense that Zamber does for his class, but in exchange, he's got better offense and just a fantastic moveset. Hangers are dope AF. It's a shame that their lifespan isn't that great, but like they're a goddamn robot. Hangers have great stats. They're one of the 3 breeds in this game that gets a stress reduction from the nut soil item, which again I don't actually know if that can be used for any particularly crazy training methods, but very solid monsters if you can get over the bad lifespan. Alright, so that was a B-class tournament that I've pretty much handled. So, yeah, again, B-class isn't that much worse than C-class. It's mainly there's a few monsters that are a lot more well-rounded, so you can't cheese them as effectively, but there's still a few monsters that are pretty bad. And if you're able to take out the well-rounded monsters in C-class, you can get pretty close to being able to take out the well-rounded monsters in B. Those are some good stats. Because it's a B-class tournament, better stats from the tournament. Wow, that is insane that it wants nut soil right after the tournament, because tournaments deal a ton of fatigue. Like, look, I'm very well after just battling at a tournament. That's insane. That means I can... I wonder if my skill growth is good enough that if I decide to pull a meditate, if I'm going to be able to gain 6 skill from that. That's worth a shot. I also want to raise my intelligence just a little bit. Nice, 9 skill. And almost enough intelligence to pop me up a level. See, that's the thing about, even if you have D-class stat growth in a stat, like, the heavy drills just do so much. Like, I was able to gain 13 intelligence from that, out of a maximum of a gain of 20 that you can get from these things for having a 4 or 5 for B or A class growth in that stat. Alright. Oh yeah. Pure gold, baby. Alright, let's sell that bad boy for an additional 6 grand. And I got 4 grand from the tournament itself. And some mochi chips, which are fairly useless if I remember correctly. And let's buy some stuff. Okay, that pretty much takes care of some of my money problems, but I want to fight in the elimination. Just to show off the tournament that it leads to. Now remember, the first time I attempted this fight, I got my ass handed to me because I was stupid and completed the official cup the month previous. So I was a D-class monster in C-class thrown right into the fire. But now, like, Gunburn straight up gave up. The giving up mechanic in this game is pretty hilarious. I've had a couple tournaments where all 3 opponents gave up, so I won the tournament without actually having to fight. I also had a tournament where at the very end of the tournament, I had 2 wins, my opponent had 2 wins. It was winner take all, and my opponent gave up. They just didn't want to fight. So, yeah, this Game's got some weird mechanics going on for sure. Alright, Susfane. Look who's the better Naga now. Rushing him in every stat. Oh, big thwacks though. You know, just for that, I'm gonna thwack him myself. Bop. Yeah, that really shows the combination of having good power and defense to just tank hits. The hardest monster that you can fight in this game is actually in the tournament that this just unlocked. Yeah, look at these stat gains compared to when I won that B-class tournament. It's far worse. Want Snuts Oil? Oh my god, you are the best monster, Roscoe. Just allowing me to do really busted things here. Alright, this is the official invite. International Monsters Association. Yeah, not like it injured. I was raising a hopper, which you need to unlock 3 different monster types in this game, and it got injured like 5 or 6 times from battles and expeditions and errantries and the like. Alright, so the IMA FIMBA meet C class. Now the prize there is a bit misleading, but we'll get there when we get there. Is there any possibility that... Oh yeah, I can raise my defense level, but again, I'm fighting a C-class monster in this tournament, it shouldn't be that bad. Generally, the monsters in the IMA FIMBA meet are better than what tier you're in, with a couple weird exceptions. But yeah, there's a particular monster in the S-class fight that is like high 900s and a few different stats, and like no stat below 700 or something insane like that. I'm pretty sure I've never fought it because it's kind of a pain in the ass to get it to show up. It's very rare. Okay, so yeah, let's meditate. Raising my intelligence will raise my defense against intelligence moves, and make it so that if I ever have an AI fight where I need to use energy shots, I won't be completely sad about it. Meditate will probably knock my defense down a level if I do that, so let's leap. Let's try and use this extra time that I gave Roscoe in his prime to round out his stats a little bit better. Let's pump this guy full of nuts oil. Let's fight. I might cut the stream here after this fight, and making sure that Roscoe is in good shape after it. I'm not going to be doing any monster generation, I don't think. It's a little bit less interesting for me to just generate monsters on my own, because I've kind of seen all the monsters in this game. Better to have a co-commentator to react. Alright. Holly, okay. So Holly is the trainer assistant from Monster Rancher 1. She cameos in this game for this particular fight because, again, Monster Rancher 1 took place in FIMBA, the other monster region, I suppose. We are not having a match against Holly. So Holly has a different monster registered in this fight. Bayoon. Bayoon is a classic. Most of these monsters that show up in this tournament from the FIMBA side are actually monsters from the tournaments in Monster Rancher 1. Different stats, but same name, breed, and subtype. It's interesting that they're fielding two Golem Suezos, though. Alright. I will give Roscoe advice. Yeah. Gorgon here is a more balanced Golem than Rock Geiger for sure. Having 200 skill, close to 400 power, backed up by Golems having very powerful attacks is generally a little bit scarier for certain types of monsters. But Roscoe will mess this guy up real bad. Over in 2 hits. Me hitting the circle button and you hitting the floor. Alright, so we've won 2 of our fights so far, so we're on track to win this 5-on-5 meet. Tiravel just beat Roback, which is something that should never happen. Tiravel is a monster in B class that has worse stats than most monsters in C class, and is a plant, which is one of the easiest fights in this game. Even the S-class plant is a joke. Kaplan won against Gora. Alright, Prometheus, if you can get clean sweep, that'd be sick. No, lost to Saketsu. Okay. But 4-on-1, I'll take it. This lovely little gentleman here is Karnab. He is the president of the FIMBA Monster Association. He's a good sport. He got a nice big smile on his face even though his country lost. Defeated FIMBA and got a victory. Now, this is a hilarious moment where Roscoe takes a victory lap around the arena. Shows the members of our team. Prometheus is grayed out because they lost like a chump. But yeah, we get 4,000 instead of the 2,000 that's advertised because not only did we win, but our team won. Yep. It's a shame that we weren't able to fight Holly, but maybe another time. Decent stat ups. Yeah. You did good, Roscoe. You did good. Just a tournament at the end of the month, considering how Roscoe's been doing, I am going to enter the official Beat Cup. You know what? We'll do that and then stop. It's very easy to get kind of carried away in this game and just keep doing stuff. And yeah, let's see. And we should be able to bump up our speed before then, which is going to be nice. Yeah. Having good speed, not even good speed, just like mediocre speed is still pretty good because there's a number of high power, low skill monsters in the higher tiers that have some scary powerful attacks. Let's throw an Endure, build up that defense. One more leap. Put some more nuts oil into this gel monster, and let's fight. The wall. Fighting is like the announcer's actually not joking here. This is kind of a wall. If you're training your monster with not much knowledge of how this game's internals work, like it can be pretty difficult to get past B class, which is a shame because getting past B class is the trigger to unlocking a few different monster types. Balloon here is standard Baku fare of having a boatload of power and life, but is dumb as bricks and can't hit ya. So we can take advantage of our insane power and Love Guts moves to stab this motherfucker into oblivion. That power thing that happens is a battle status that good-natured monsters get, where it just like it either raises the power of your attacks by 50% or doubles the power for a short period of time. Triggers when you've taken damage. There's a number of different battle specials like that that do various different things. And the most interesting one is one called Real, which is accurate because shit gets real, where pretty much all your monster's attributes just like jump for a short period of time, but if the status wears off, then all those increases, like you get better guts regeneration, better movement speed, better damage, better hit, I think even better hit percentage, better guts draining potential, all of those get inversed at the end of it, so you become a sitting duck pretty much. So if things get real, you gotta end the battle quickly. Cool shine here is a tiger that's actually dangerous as opposed to the other tigers in this game because it has intelligence moves at all of its attack ranges and extremely strong intelligence to back it up, but I've got enough skill to render its speed moot. Liquiel is a cheater. It does not have the basic attack gas, which means that it has only power moves, so it is much scarier than the average hare. But like everybody else, it can't stand nails. Ooh, that's another battle special, Grit. Grit's really annoying. They get back up at 1 HP. And the thing about battle specials is that when they activate, the person who just did the attack, their guts regeneration is still frozen from the attack that they did, whereas the defender, their guts regeneration, it continues to go. So if your opponent gets Grit, they not only get that 1 HP, but they get like 10 free guts out of it, potentially, to turn the tails. Ah, Tiravel gave up. I wanted to show you guys Tiravel and how much he sucks. That's a shame. Sanjaras is a galley. Galleys are one of my favorite types in the game. They've got great stats and insane moveset. Unfortunately, their lifespan is completely terrible. The most powerful monster in the game that I was talking about earlier is a galley. And galleys are super dangerous because they've got pure galleys have best in class intelligence and B tier power, and they've got a bunch of very varied moves at all ranges. Like Firewall is a great hit percentage move. Whirlwind is extremely powerful heavy tech. And they start out with power and an intelligence basic tech too, so they're like extremely versatile attackers, very scary. They don't have the best life or speed, so they've got decent defense though. So they're like pseudo glass cannons, and their guts regeneration is terrible, like most of the cool monsters. Oh man, one thing that I didn't bring up earlier is that so many of the monsters in this game just have a ton of personality, and worms have like the most. They just like hop around. Their animations are just like really cool. Like when you think about like something like Pokemon or Digimon in the games, like the monsters are basically just like containers for numbers to do stuff in. You don't really interact with the monsters at all. Their animations are just like battle animations that are just like they move forward and then an animation plays. Whereas, you know, this is the game that, compared to the other monster raising, monster training games of the eras, like it's just, all the monsters have so much personality to them. Like hangers here, their normal state is that they're actually folded up into this little hovering thing, but they become a robot to fight, which is cool. Like Nagas like slither around, they got like very consistent movements to everything that they do. Everything makes a lot of sense. Where they like slither around, but then when they do attacks, it's just like it's really quick, less like yeah. Even like the little like tongue flicker that they're constantly doing. Like they didn't have to do that. And something that adds to the personality of all these monsters is how the models change based on the subtype as well. Like again, like the fact that I have a gel subtype, which is a semi-transparent monster, that makes my monster semi-transparent. That's just so cool to me. Like, this game clearly had a bunch of care put into it when it was first made, even if it's extremely rough around the edges. Yeah, that is a clean sweep, 7 wins. That means that Roscoe has skipped from C tier up to A tier. Let's throw in some tablets. Yeah, now I've got enough money that I can raise this guy for like the rest of his short, but not as short as it should be lifespan. Oh, this prick. Okay. This is Cavaro. Cavaro is a jerk. with a dumb hat and a dumb vest. He wants to go to the Parapari jungle to find treasures. I'm not gonna go because I do need to go with him at some point, but to get another golden peach, but not with Roscoe, and certainly not after immediately doing a official cup, because my monster is tuckered out. Expeditions are another thing that takes a fair amount of lifespan off your monsters, and they don't give it any stress, but they give it they give it a ton of fatigue. Like on the scale of 0 to 100, they give 70 fatigue, I believe, which is enough to damage your monster's lifespan just on its own. That's not even counting the lifespan hit of just the actual expedition itself. Yeah, this is how Roscoe looks. We've gained about 800 stat points in a year and a half. We've used the Golden Peach, so its prime is going to be longer, so we should be able to gain quite a bit more as well. As it stands, I wasn't actually expecting this, but I think Roscoe might be able to complete out the Major 4 and potentially the no. I forget. Or the Legend Cup, yes, that's what it's called. Because if you see those two little globe thing and the 4 flags, those are 2 of the Major 4 that I've already beaten. And a monster needs to beat all of the Major 4, I keep wanting to say Elite 4, to continue to raise your grade up to the maximum. Once your monster's beaten the Major 4, it unlocks the Legend Cup, where it fights off against one of the like super monsters of the game. And generally, beating that is kind of considered to be beating the game. Like, you've raised a monster that can beat the quote-unquote hardest tournament, though the FIMBA meet on S tier is harder most of the time. And there's also an S tier fight called the Elder's Cup, and that's how you get the Silver Peach, but I have no idea how you even get that in this game, considering the lifespan shortening that I mentioned earlier. But I'm just rambling at this point, so let's save this up and close down the stream. Hopefully I'll be able to get a co-commentator in here next time so that we can start generating some monsters, because like I said, I spent a lot of time unlocking them, so hope you enjoyed this stream or video, depending on if you're watching this or when I upload it to YouTube. As always, check out the rest of the channel for podcasting stuff and other game videos. Toodles!